What's going on YouTube? This is BoxingWave. Big, huge day in boxing, man. I wish I was here. The moment that I found out about this, I wish I was home. It's 6 o'clock at night. I'm just showing up. I know what's going on. You know, I've been paying attention. I've been tweeting. I've been reading the news. I've been watching I watched a couple YouTube videos. You know, I'm loving everything that's going on right now. 2015 is starting so great. I actually had to trash a video I already made talking about the welterweight division, talking about some of these fights, because everything is happening now and it's all falling into place. A lot of things make sense now. 2014 was the year of the build-up. We're gonna take big name fighters that should be fighting each other, put them on the same card, and not have them fight each other. Alright? Danny Garcia against Rod Salka and Lamont Peterson against Edgar Santana was a prime example of that. We're gonna put them on the same card, but they're not gonna fight each other. But we know everybody wants them to fight, but they're not gonna let them fight each other just yet. When that happened back in August, I believe, we didn't hear anything about it because neither fighter seemed like they were that interested in the fight. And after that, we haven't heard anything about either fighter. And it's January now, and now we're getting this news. It makes sense. All the videos we talked about this guy. I talked about him. You know, I'm not going to give him too much credit because at the end of the day, fights should be happening. Fights need to be made, okay? Tune-up fight here and there, that's cool. But when you're fighting twice a year, you know, you shouldn't be fighting Rod Salka's and Edgar Santana's at the end of the day. But I see what they were doing now. It makes sense. Let's build a fight up. Let them two get knockouts. And now we're going to put them in together for a big NBC, you know, I want to say homecoming because it's not going to be the first fight. But it's going to be the second fight, all right? Anyway, Keith Thurman, Leonard Bundle, it makes sense now. Why did that fight happen? Why was it Leonard Bundle? Why him? You know, I know he's undefeated, but why was it him? You know, why was Guerrero fighting Kama guy? You know why? Because it was going to be a slugging fight. It makes sense now. This is why we got all these fights. Adrien Broner against Emmanuel Taylor. I love the fight. I love the matchup. All right. I wasn't really negative towards it because I like Emmanuel Taylor. I think he's an underrated fighter. But that's not the fight that people wanted to see. And I'm going to keep it 100 with that. I already know that's not the fight people wanted to see. They wanted to see Molina. They wanted to see Matisse. Now we're getting it. You know, now we're getting Guerrero against Thurman. Okay, now we're getting the fights that we want to see. So I'm very happy. And there's nothing wrong with being happy, all right? Yes, as boxing fans, we want to see the fights all year round, okay? We want to see the fights right away. We don't want to wait to Al Haymon'S plan. But now that it's happening, it makes sense because you have to have fights like these in order to draw more people in, draw more fans in, and get people going and get boxing back to the way it used to be. All right. So I am very excited. Now, you know, it's 3 fights so far. You know, you got those 3. You got the Danny Garcia and Lamont Peterson fight. You got Keith Thurman against Robert Guerrero. And you got Adrien Broner against John Molina. All good fights. I'm going to do a separate video for each fight. I'm not going to talk about it now, but I'm going to do a separate one. You know, I might even do them tomorrow. I'm not going to do them today. But all good fights. All right, all top quality fights. Danny Garcia's fight with Lamont Peterson, that's going to be a championship fight. They both hold titles at 140. That will be in April. Okay. Thurman and Guerrero will be the main event for the March card and the first card, and Adrien Broner will also be on that card. Okay, it's against Molina. All right. Now let's talk about some other things. Let's talk about Peter Quinlan. Okay, is there something going on with the Haymon plan? It's possible now. Now everything makes sense. It's possible. Should he have relinquished his title? I don't think so. But we know why that happened. Okay? They wanted no business with Rock Nation. We know why. Okay? Who is Peter Quinlan going to fight? I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm sure he's going to be on one of these cards soon. It could be on the undercard of the Danny Garcia fight, or it could be on another separate event. Okay, let's talk about Adonis Stevenson. Another guy that's an Al Haymon guy. If Kovalev happens to be Pascal or whoever the winner of that fight is, Adonis Stevenson could fight that guy on NBC. Alright, he is an Al Haymon fighter. It can happen. It's possible now, you know. And I'm sure Al Haymon and what's his name, Adonis Stevenson, is gonna call the shots for that one, because Adonis Stevenson is the lineal champ. So it's possible now. Then who else we got? We got Jamel Charlo, Demetrius Andre. It's another possible fight. You know, the fight didn't happen, but I read recently on BoxingScene.com that it's very possible, and they're back in negotiations. I don't know how true that is. I don't know how far they're going with that. I don't know if it's going to be on Showtime or HBO. I don't know anything, you know. I'm going to try to find out. But that fight could be on one of the cards, or it could be the other twin, you know. It could be Jamel. Not Jamel, Jamal. It could be Jamal, okay? It could be the other twin, the one with the knockouts. Alright, Jamal could be fighting, finally getting a big shot on NBC now against a top 160 fighter. You know, maybe Danny Jacobs and Peter Quillen's fighting each other. You know, we don't know what happened now. What's happening now with not Bob Arum, Al Haymon. We don't know what's happening now. You know, so for now, I just know I just made that Peter Quillen video last week, and I still stand by what I said based on what we know. But these guys made us wait a long time, man. It's been a long time. We waited a whole year for this to happen. 2015 is shaping up to be a huge year. All right, we're starting the year already with a crazy heavyweight fight. We probably gonna get Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. And now this NBC thing and Rock Nation is starting to shape up to be a huge year in boxing, okay? Andre Ward is back. You got Brian Jennings is down. You know, we got a lot of things going on. I am very excited for this year in boxing, and there's nothing wrong with that, okay? I'm not mad at anything. There's still things that need to be made, all right? Because what I don't want to go too far, like, good thing Al Haymon do have a good large stable of fighters, but like I said in my recent video about Tim Bradley and you know what? That's a video I didn't put out. I actually did a video where I was talking about the welterweight division and some fights that should happen. I'm scrapping that video now because this news is, you know, I talked about some of these fights here. But I would like, eventually, the Cold War is still active. I would like to see some Al Haymon fighters fight some of these top ranked fighters, okay? I don't want to start recycling fights on NBC now because Al Haymon doesn't want to do business with none of the Bob Arum fighters or anything like that. Most likely it's going to continue, but that's still one problem that we haven't really figured out how to solve that one, you know, especially in the welterweight division, because I don't want to see fights like Tim Bradley against Chavez 2, okay? I don't want to see a Brandon Rios Alvarado 4. Okay, I don't want to even see a Manny Pacquiao against Marquez 5. I don't want to see it, you know. I'm going to watch it if it happens, of course. But I'd rather see, let's mix it up. Let's have Bradley against Amir Khan. Okay, let's have Keith Thurman against Bradley. Let's have Kell Brook against, well, I know Kell Brook is not an Al Haymon fighter, but let's have Kell Brook or Sean Porter against Marquez. Let's mix it up a little bit more. That's what I would like. But at least Al Haymon does have a fresh stable of fighters that's never fought each other. So this year could be a very good year, especially if we get a card every single month. This is great news. I'm very excited, and I hope it's a success. And what we need to do as people that like on the YTBC and boxing fans and all, and just everyone that's have anything to do with boxing, okay, promote these fights. Promote these fights. We make 10, I see people make 10, 15 videos about the same damn fight. If you're on YouTube, stop making videos. Now, you know what? I'm not going to tell you what to do because it is your channel. But stop making videos or start making videos on these fights too. Promote these fights because we want it to be a success. We want people to watch it, but they can continue doing it. Okay? I hope Al Haymon stay true to us and keep giving us fights that the people want to see. Okay, I wouldn't be surprised by the winner of the Peterson Danny Garcia fight and the winner of Broner against Molina. Maybe they'll fight each other. You know, if Broner wins, I'm sure Broner's going to be the favorite to win. I'm sure Danny Garcia will probably be the favorite. If those two win, hopefully we get to see that fight on NBC. There's so many possibilities and of what can happen from this, and I'm very excited. And I think they're going to keep giving this fight because they want people to keep watching. All right, and I don't think they're going to play around with this. The only thing I want to, at this point, and I know I don't want to jump the gun, and I know I'm trying to do everything one step at a time. I know this is a business, and they're going to try to keep doing things one step at a time. But eventually, I would like the Cold War to end and get more matches made instead of the predictable ones. Because at some point, Al Haymon, fighters fighting each other, is going to get played out just like anything else. Like top rank fighters fighting each other too, eventually. But that's down the line. Alright, but I'm very excited. Like I said, I'm going to do a separate video for each fight, okay? And see you guys on the next video. Make sure you hit subscribe, alright? Peace.